Welcome back to Daily AI News at Let's Data Science. It's 2026-06-16. Today we're diving into some pivotal developments from the future of machine intelligence to major product launches. Let's get to it. Our top story today is a major escalation in AI regulation and national security policy. Anthropic has been forced to disable access to its advanced models Fable 5 and Mythos 5 after receiving a U.S. export control directive. According to Anthropic, the order required the company to suspend access for any foreign national, including foreign national employees. Because implementing that restriction selectively was not feasible on short notice, Anthropic shut down both models for all customers globally. The reported trigger was a jailbreak demonstration involving Mythos 5. Axios reporting indicates that Amazon shared findings with senior administration officials, showing researchers could bypass safeguards and access cybersecurity-related capabilities. NBC News reported that the directive was linked to a letter from Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and prepared with support from the Commerce Department's Bureau of Industry and Security. What makes this especially significant is that it appears to be the first publicly known case in which U.S. Export Control Authority has been used to force a deployed commercial AI model offline. Anthropic disputes the severity of the reported vulnerabilities, describing them as minor, previously known issues that could also be identified by other public models. The company also emphasized that Fable 5 underwent extensive testing with U.S. government teams, the UK AI Safety Institute, and third-party organizations. The broader implication extends well beyond Anthropic. Enterprises that rely on frontier AI systems now face a new category of vendor risk. Model availability can potentially be affected by national security decisions and export control mechanisms. Teams building products on top of hosted AI models may need to revisit service-level agreements, contingency planning, and compliance frameworks. The story is continuing to evolve. Reuters reports that more than 50 cybersecurity leaders, including representatives from NVIDIA and Adobe, have urged the U.S. government to reconsider the restrictions, arguing that limiting access may hinder defensive security research. Politico also reports that Anthropic executives have met with officials from the Department of Commerce and the Office of the National Cyber Director to present their safeguards and seek relief from the restrictions. The international reaction has been swift. European Commission officials are assessing the practical impact on European users, while EU Executive Vice President for Tech Sovereignty Henna Virkkunen publicly argued that Europe should be viewed as a trusted partner rather than a security risk. The incident is already fueling renewed calls for European AI sovereignty and greater investment in domestic frontier model capabilities. Our second major story comes from Apple, which has unveiled a sweeping overhaul of Siri as part of iOS 27. Apple describes the new Siri AI as a far more capable and conversational assistant powered by the next generation of Apple Intelligence. Among the headline features are personal context understanding, on-screen awareness, broader web-based knowledge access, expanded visual intelligence capabilities, integrated writing tools, and a dedicated conversations app. Apple says Siri AI can work across mail, messages, photos, files, and notes to help users locate and understand personal information. Perhaps the most intriguing development for AI practitioners is evidence of an extensions framework within the iOS 27 developer beta. Reporting from the Next Web, Bloomberg, and MacRumors suggests Apple has built infrastructure that could eventually allow users to choose third-party models, including OpenAI's ChatGPT, Anthropic's Claude, or Google's Gemini. The functionality reportedly exists in developer builds, but remains disabled and was not publicly demonstrated during WWDC. Apple executive Mike Rockwell reportedly said the company essentially rebuilt Siri from the ground up. If Apple eventually opens assistant-level interoperability through extensions, it could significantly alter the competitive landscape by making model selection a native operating system feature rather than an application-level choice. For developers, that raises important questions around permissions, privacy controls, data routing, and user trust. Our third top story highlights the continuing scale of investment pouring into AI. Chinese startup DeepSeek has reportedly completed an external funding round exceeding $7 billion, pushing its valuation beyond $50 billion. According to reporting from The Information, Bloomberg, Seeking Alpha, and TechNode, investors include Tencent, Contemporary Amperex Technology, commonly known as KL, and China's state-backed National AI Industry Investment Fund. Bloomberg previously reported that the financing targeted roughly 50 billion yuan, or about 7.4 billion US dollars, at a valuation between 52 and 59 billion dollars. For the industry, the significance is not just the valuation itself. Capital raises of this magnitude typically translate into aggressive investments in compute infrastructure, engineering talent, model training capacity, and enterprise product development. Large AI funding rounds also intensify competition for GPU supply and cloud resources. As DeepSeek deploys this capital, the broader market will be watching for major model releases, infrastructure partnerships, and increased competition in both research and commercial AI services. Now, for a few other key updates in our lightning round. SoftBank Group and OpenAI are launching a cybersecurity-focused service in Japan through their joint venture, SBOAI Japan. The offering is designed to identify vulnerabilities and recommend patches for large organizations, including critical infrastructure operators. SoftBank founder Masayoshi Son described cyber threats as a national-scale challenge and said the service will target Japan's top 3,000 companies. OpenAI chief researcher Mark Chen attended the launch event in place of CEO Sam Altman. SpaceX provided new details on its AI-1 orbital data center concept. SpaceX President Gwynne Shotwell said the company expects to launch its first data center satellites in 2027. Reported specifications describe enormous spacecraft with approximately 120 kilowatts of average compute power and radiator systems covering roughly 110 square meters. Astronomers are expressing concern that large-scale deployments could interfere with observations at facilities such as the Vera C. Rubin Observatory due to increased brightness and light pollution. The Anthropic export control story continues to generate industry and political fallout. Reuters reports that cybersecurity leaders believe restrictions on Fable 5 and Mythos 5 could hamper vulnerability research and defensive security work. Meanwhile, European policymakers are using the episode to accelerate discussions around cloud independence, AI procurement policies, and technological sovereignty. Taken together, today's developments reveal three powerful forces shaping the AI industry: increasing government involvement in frontier model governance, deeper integration of AI into consumer platforms through companies like Apple, and continued massive capital investment from players such as DeepSeek. The result is an ecosystem where technical capability, regulatory oversight, and strategic competition are becoming more tightly linked than ever before. And that's your AI briefing for today. The landscape is moving faster than ever, and we'll be here to track it with you. For more insights, visit us at letsdatascience.com. Thanks for tuning in, stay curious, and we'll be back tomorrow with the latest in AI.